Amelia and Luke, you're here today to make your loving and lifelong commitment to each other, but you've not arrived at this day by accident. You've known and loved each other for a number of years now. Now, RSL clubs are known for a few defining elements that make them a unique part of Australian culture. One is the meat tray raffle. Nowhere else can you potentially take home 7 kilograms of assorted meats for the price of a ticket. Another is the one-man cover band set up with his acoustic guitar playing a range of hits from the 70s, 80s and 90s. The final hallmark of a classic RSL club are the midweek dance classes that usually attract the over 55 singles. And it was at the latter that you two actually met. It may have been Amelia's superior rock dance skills, or Luke's blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. Or perhaps it had something to do with the fact that you were the handful of people there who are not approaching retirement. But the fact is that you caught each other's eyes and you really haven't looked back since. What may have started as a shared love of partner dancing has grown into something awesome over the last few years. Together, you've made a life built on friendship and fun, and you always find adventure wherever you go. Whether it's camping, hiking, or hopping on a motorbike and following a dirt track to see where it takes you, life just makes more sense when you're together. Amelia and Luke, the fact that after 7 years together, you still make each other laugh and tell each other that you love one another with embarrassing frequency is a sign of how well you actually fit together. Ultimately, you've discovered that life is better together, and today you're stating that the good things that helped you that you found in each other are so great that you wish to spend the rest of your lives in the richness of marriage. Today I'd like to invite Lindsay, who's standing right next to me, to come and share some words of wisdom on love and marriage.
Thank you. Excuse the shake. This small book is written for rovers and rangers and others who wish to leave the beaten track and with map in hand and pack on back, explore the open country. So much the better if they must go through forests, climb mountains, cross streams or marshes. So much the nicer if the meal is cooked over the open fire and the night spent under the stars. But because these things are dangerous, because they are the real adventure, one must be prepared. And in the preparation lies half the joy.
I'm to remind you of the serious and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others and is voluntarily entered into for life. Amelia and Luke also believe that it's important for everyone to be able to marry the person they love, regardless of gender, and they look forward to the day that marriage equality finally becomes a reality in our country and worldwide, and that may be very soon. Most importantly, marriage is about you two committing to being there for one another for the rest of your days. For you, it's about sharing a life together as travel buddies, always looking to be present in the moment through whatever life throws at you. Luke, in Amelia, you have a partner who thinks the absolute world of you. You're always there to encourage her, laugh at her jokes, even when you've heard them before, and walk her back to bed when she goes sleepwalking. You are her rock and her best friend. Amelia, you're lucky to have Luke. Or at least that's what he's told me to say. But the fact of the matter is he absolutely adores you. You put him at ease and make him feel comfortable in a way that nobody else can. And you make him smile and laugh and accept him for who he is. Amelia and Luke, you realise that a happy married life is not self-generating, but a relationship that has to be worked at by both partners. No matter how often one of you feels inclined to explain how something works in the detail that only an engineer can possibly deliver, or how often the other procrastinates with the simplest of household tasks such as opening their mail, you know that in the end, there is nobody else that you would rather walk through life with. And today, you enter into your marriage with the desire and the firm intention that it will last for life. Amelia and Luke, I now ask you to turn to each other, join your hands, and make your vows. Luke, will you give yourself to Amelia to be her husband, to live together in marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, care for her, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Amelia, will you give yourself to Luke to be his wife, to live together in marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, care for him, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Now, in the spirit of adventure which defines your relationship, Amelia and Luke have decided not to go with the traditional kind of the wife goes first or the man goes first. They're going to leave it up to fate and do a bit of a scissor paper rock off to see who goes first today with their vows. So it's going to go like this, guys. A nice clean fight. We're going to go scissor paper rock. Winner takes all. Okay, here we go. Getting ready. Scissor paper rock. Oh, tie. Okay. Good way to start. And you're married. Handshake. There you go. Let's try it one more time. Scissor paper rock. Oh, you were that compatible. Okay. Last, third and final time. Scissor, paper, rock. Okay, we have a winner.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, Amelia Skinner, take you, Luke Gillies, to be my lawful wedded husband. I vow that my heart will always be as open and full of love for you as it is in this very moment. I promise we will walk independently but together as equal partners in our marriage, and as your partner I will lift you, respect you, lean on you, and share all the struggles and joys that life brings us. I will always try and recognize when I'm only grumpy at you just because I'm hungry. And in return, all I ask of you is to tell me when I'm becoming hangry and feed me regular snacks. I love how any time I feel that we know each other so well, you continue to surprise me. You are so strong, you bring out the best of me, and I am so proud of who you are as a person, my friend and partner. I promise to keep learning, laughing, loving, growing and adventuring with you. Together, no matter when or where we are, we will always be at home together as husband and wife.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, Luke Gillies, take you, Amelia Skinner, to be my lawful wedded wife. I vow to walk side by side with you, and in turn I promise never to leave you behind. I will always go out of my way for you. I love how you pick me up from my hardest falls. I promise that when you give me my space, I'll always come back, and together we will simply always be, or I can't simply imagine anything else.
John, do you have the rings? Yes. Awesome. Amelia and Luke, the wedding rings that you'll exchange are a sign of the promises that you've made today.
Amelia, I give you this ring as a sign of our marriage, love and friendship, and the promises we have made today.
Luke, I give you this ring as a sign of our marriage, love and friendship, and the promises we've made today.
It's the humidity. Amelia and Luke, you've declared before myself, your family and friends that you will live together in marriage. You've made special promises to each other, and you've symbolized these promises by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of the wedding rings. I have the pleasure in declaring that you are now husband and wife. Amelia and Luke, you may kiss.
Hello, I'm Dave. Would you like to touch my yes?